I'm amazed by this man.
We're starting now. Hello, I'm Tyler. Let me get my notes together. I'm Suit and Tyler.
Leary. I wish I had a name like that. Leary.
Nobody asked for this podcast. Nobody asked for this video. Nobody asked for this show. Except for me, because I wanted to talk about Fallout. How you doing, Akira?
Nobody asked for me to be here, by the way, too. So.
Oh, nobody asked for you. Nobody.
I just showed up.
Nobody asked for you. So, what were we talking about before about Mr. Leary?
Leary. That is such a name. That is his actual name. I don't know if that's his stage name.
What was the character's name again?
Davey.
That's Davey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think we should start with the...
Leary.
What did you think of the show?
I thought the show was terrible. Like, I did not... I'm kidding. I thought it was great. I really liked the show. What? I liked it way better than The Last of Us.
Really? You liked it better than The Last of Us show?
Yeah. I liked The Last of Us, the video game, a lot. And so I knew how the story should have gone, and I just didn't like some of the changes that they did. And this one, it's not a specific story. It's more just like the universe of Fallout. And I think they did a great job of like making it their own and making that story and still honoring the whole Fallout universe.
I ultimately like the show. I don't know if I like it more than The Last of Us. It's weird because I think the story sticks its landing. I think that's a great beginning. I think the intro to the Fallout show with the bombing and they're talking about the thumb, like that's really powerful, good stuff.
Oh, that got me a little bit.
Yeah, like that's great. I just think there's a lot of little stuff along the journey that kind of weigh the story down. This show gets a lot of free passes because it's its own story.
Well, there's no story like it. Like they reference a lot of stuff, so you can't like judge it like The Last of Us of like how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, they're taking pieces from different games,
but it's its own story.
It's
a new story.
Yeah.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to smoke the op.
It's funny that the main objective of the show is exactly the main objective of Fallout 3, is go find your dad. But they obviously take it in a very different direction than Fallout 3 does.
I love the fact that it's like, there's all these side missions you do. Kind of like the video games where it's like, find your son. You gotta find your son right away. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go talk to the Brotherhood of Steel, the Minutemen.
I think it works better in a game than it does. In the show, it really points out the fact, because even in a game, it's weird. Even in the game, it's like, you're supposed to save your son. And we're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm spending 30 hours fucking around in the wasteland. Who gives a shit about my son?
Only to just kill him in the end. At least I did.
They nailed the universe so well. It reminds me of Super Mario movie. I love that the movie just is a part of the Mario universe, and you either get it or you don't. It's like, we're just going to throw Mario concepts at you, and we're not going to explain this because it's like the fans will get it. The show's canon and does exactly that. They keep the game rules there and don't feel like they have to over-explain this stuff.
Or make it work in the real world where it's like, how can a stim pack kill you if you have something else wrong? It's like, it's a stim pack. That's how the world works in the game. Yeah. Fuck it.
It's just like exactly how the game and the world is. I think those are moments, though, where it's like, it's exactly how the game is. And like, if you want to judge it as a TV show, there's stuff that doesn't work. Like, as much as I love the stim pack thing, as a TV show, you go, oh, so these people can just kind of like come back to life, no problem, do these things. Like, it makes death feel not as impactful.
Well, it depends. You can die. It's just, if you're severely wounded, you can save yourself.
Yeah, but it's like totally fine in a video game logic, but then as a show, it doesn't fully translate.
They carried it over, and I appreciate the fact that they did.
Told the pigs to watch their backs because Butcher Pete is about me.
It's interesting that they let a TV show make so many liberties to this world, though. Everything that's new in the show is more like clearing up things that are unclear in the lore. Yeah. The games never make it crystal clear how feral ghouls and ghouls work.
See, then
they make it ambiguous on purpose.
I only keep wrestling Fallout 4 because that's the last one I played and I can't remember 3 and...
Or a baby New Vegas.
Yeah, New Vegas. Doesn't hold up, but...
Don't tell him that.
If you remember 4, remember that kid you find in the fridge? He's a ghoul, and he's been in the fridge since the first bomb. So it's like, how did he not go for it if he never got all these drugs and stuff?
Maybe it does retcon a thing, I guess. Before the show, I always took it as willpower. If they lose that hope and that like will to keep going, they kind of deteriorate mentally to the point where they become feral. Almost like humanity in Dark Souls.
I'm getting top like the bloody mess perks on.
I saw they got renewed for season 2, so I really hope they touch on that, on what the drugs are, because I was a little irked that they never brought up what the fuck it was.
Yeah, they don't explain it too much. They keep a lot of that vague. They even do that with the dude's foot. Our main characters are a vault dweller, a Brotherhood of Steel member, and then a ghoul who's been in the wasteland for this long. They kind of play into like the aspects of how the game works and translate those things really well into the show. When you play a Fallout video game and you're going good karma, that's Lucy.
Yeah.
When you're going bad karma, that's Maximus. Maximus definitely is a motherfucker that would like blow up Megaton, you know?
Yo, girl called me the Vault Boy the way I give her the thumbs up.
I did love the little reference where Lucy was like, "Oh, but the Brotherhood, they're the good guys, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's a complicated organization," and he just runs off. And I'm like, perfect.
It's funny that the Brotherhood always get kind of seen as the good guys because they're on the cover all the time, but they're really... They are to me. Yeah, they're not. I mean, like, Fallout 3, they're kind of glorified in this weird way, but in the rest of the lore, they're not really. Fallout 4, they're kind of robo-racists.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm robo-racist, but I choose the Brotherhood every time. Also, Moises Arias did great.
That's my favorite plot line in the whole show. Everything Moises is doing is like the best parts of all the Fallout games of exploring a vault and learning like the secrets behind every vault.
This Percocet has me going idiot savant.
I hate the editing of the show. That's like probably my biggest complaint. Some stuff works, but then like other parts just come off like awkward the way it's cut together. Editing's important, guys. The flashback parts of this story, really entertaining.
Leary.
Then they're trying to do this thing where they're like, cut back to Cooper in modern day, and oh, he's got captured, and now none of this like, I feel like you're not showing me anything new about the characters in those scenes, and you're not progressing the plot forward. What do we know at the end of that? Oh, Cooper's still a badass, he still kills everybody, and he walks away scot-free, and nothing really happens.
You know,
trying to find my son, turns out he's the op.
Take me back to the old days when shows had longer seasons.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of all these, like, 8 to 10 episode seasons. Like,
I don't want 25. I don't want to go back to that.
Well, I think a good middle ground. Like, sometimes you have way too little. Like I get some of these episodes are super long and stuff, but like you can't always fit everything in an hour, especially with like when you're trying to build up a new world. 15. Give me 15 episodes a season. That's just in general. This is specific to this
I
show.
agree with you in the sense that with Fallout specifically, it could have done for 10. As much as I say that there's a lot of filler, I think if you maybe fleshed these stories out a little more, these side objectives wouldn't feel so inconsequential.
Yeah, like we were shown a lot, but we didn't get enough information that we should have gotten.
Yeah,
we were, like you said, we were left wanting a lot more, and I want more.
Took some rat away, yet I'm still radical. They don't call me Suit and Tyler the Creator for nothing.
it's interesting.
Yeah, but what does he know? He turned down saying yes to sex, so.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Don't say no to sex, kids.
Yeah, if some random girl says, you want to have sex,
Don't say no.
don't say no.
But if she says no, then you say you're right. And you walk away. And you watch the Fallout TV show instead of having sex. Because it's pretty good.
And then just cry yourself to sleep.
Is it as good as sex, though?
Depends on who you had sex with.
Find out after the break. The recording stuff.
Ah.
Have you ever wanted a taste of this? Then get a bottle of Nuka-Cola. Fat Man and Little Boy in stores now. Get a taste.
See, but to me it worked because I liked it. Maximus is a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
He could have fucked Lucy and he didn't.
Do you want
to have sex?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's just
my code.
Dude, come on.
It's like, shut up, Obi-Wan.
Dad, this bitch don't care. She just wants to get digged down.
I only get high when I'm hotboxing the Herald Reefer inside the Brotherhood of Steel power armor.
She comes from a very simple time. It's all about the golden rule and how there's like good and bad. It's big 50s energy of like...
She did do things with her cousin, so...
It's big 50s energy. Oh no, your job is you go marry to this person and then you guys have sex and have a kid.
Yeah,
like,
but she wasn't married to Maximus and she still was like, you want to have sex?
But that's what I mean. It's like, that kind of comes off as like a very simple-minded, like, you want to have sex now? Yeah.
One thing that did annoy me about Coop, when he first encounters Maximus and they're fighting and it's when he's just shooting him, nothing. And then at the final episode, he's like, the T-60 armor, they got a kink right here. And just boom, guy dies. And it's like, the fuck?
In like the pitch black.
Yeah, and I'm like, the fuck?
Once you see that scene, it's like,
the fuck?
Right before they're showing Cooper with like the bloody mess perk on, fucking blowing people's hands off.
That show was gory and I loved it.
Just for him to then have the hardest time with a power armored dude.
Who's never been in power armor.
It's like, bitch, if you know where the weak spots are.
The fuck?
My equipment load was full, so I blasted it on her chest. Call that a megaton.
I hate what they did with the dog. Where it's like,
dog meat?
He kills the dog's owner, and the dog doesn't really care that much.
Because he saved his life, man. But he did stab him. But then he saved his life.
It just comes off as so lazy. Like,
hold on, what happened to the dog at the end? Where the fuck is dog meat?
Every scene in Fallout, you got to be thinking, where's dog meat?
That could have been Shrek for all we know.
Yeah, it could have been Shrek. Who knows?
They call her Vault 69 because once you're inside, you can't get out.
Dude, New Vegas looked terrible. Visually, it looked terrible to where it's like, what the fuck happened between the game to now?
Yeah.
Which is interesting. There's no clear ending on how New Vegas ends. It's very open-ended, so you're like, whatever way they go, it's going to be canon, and that worries me because I'm like, some people chose to lead it, some people didn't. Some people did other things.
Again, it's a ballsy thing to have a show to be the one that gets to decide all these things.
Yeah.
If the courier isn't the...
Oh, one of the things that I'm annoyed about, Moldaver. How the fuck is she alive? How did she go from the past, from the bomb drop, to now?
Well, okay, so...
For someone that said they hated Vault-Tec, I find it hard to believe that she would want to join with Vault-Tec and pay the money and stuff.
This one talking about, yeah, again, more plot holes and weird
But she's
stuff,
dead, so how are we going to get an understanding of that? Unless they talk about it in season 2.
That has to be something explained in season 2, because they set up that...
Also, Leary. It's proven that Vault-Tec's the one that sent all the nukes.
But is it, though? They're so powerful that they can have people launch a nuke?
Well, they had the idea, I guess, but...
I wonder if that's supposed to be a definitive answer. In a world like this, would you really believe America if they said that China bombed first? I could see that the message would not be clear. Because there's so many questions behind, like, okay, well, how did Vault-Tec do that? Where did they drop, did they drop the bomb?
The fuck's wrong with your laptop? Did you notice that, and when Coop's riding away, they dropped, a shit ton of bombs in California and, Hollywood. How the fuck does that make sense?
In a real nuclear war, I would think you're picking hot spots. Who's going to nuke Sholo, Arizona, you know?
I would.
Even with New Vegas, the idea is that New Vegas didn't really get hit directly, huh?
That's true. How Vegas didn't really get nuked is crazy.
Vegas didn't see Vegas as valuable enough.
Maybe the commies wanted to go gamble afterwards.
They got really mad because they fired that one commie writer. Fuck Hollywood.
Yeah. We're getting back, but not Vegas.
Yeah. Let's put that nuke back onto Hollywood. They made the right choice. I think a big reason why I felt like a lot of the show kind of does feel like it's spinning its wheels is because we have these 3 separate characters with their own plots going on. And it starts to get into Game of Thrones territory where we're jumping between different places so much. I'm hoping that we can kind of streamline the story a little more rather than spread it out and do the Game of Thrones thing.
To be honest, they could take Lucy and Maximus out and just give me Coop and I'll be happy.
The ending made the show for me almost.
Yeah.
It really feels like the end of a Fallout game with the big reveals and how morally gray the situation really is, even though it felt so black and white in the beginning.
Hey, it was better than in my Shyamalan's.
Surround myself with yes men because no faction can topple me. I own these wastelands. No bottle cap on God.
So, final thoughts on Fallout?
It was great. If we rate it out of 10.
Do you want to do ratings? I'm going to be honest. There's a reason I never rate stuff on
reviews.
Alright,
it's fine.
I don't like ratings, but if you...
No, it's fine. It's fine. I recommend everyone should watch it. Better than The Last of Us, in my opinion. I can't wait for season 2. I want to see more of Coop and his backstory. From episode 1, when he's running away from the bomb, to what happened between then to get him to now. I want that story. And honestly, I don't think I really disliked any of the characters. I don't think there was a character where I'm like, you were pointless in this.
Yeah, I'm happy that we're finally getting Coop and them together as a team. Ultimately, I think it's still a good show, but it's small things that add up a lot. These weird plot holes and lazy writing spots that there are times where I'm like, man, are we ever gonna get writing as good as New Vegas? I don't know anymore. But it's good, it's fun, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Hopefully, in an ideal world, season 2, you'll get a lot of downtime with those 2 characters and you can really flesh them out. And that's what I'd love to see. I'd love to learn more about Cooper. Because again, the last thing...
Actually, yes, Dogmeat was there with them when they escaped. Never mind, I remembered.